Hi. How goes it?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Working and working, recovering and attempting to adapt.
It's like I'm still here. I didn't die, so yay.
Yay, that's where we're at. Like, that's where I've been at. You know, we survived the Battle of the Black Rose.
I was on networks earlier today, and it was quiet. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, all right, okay, I guess we're all
I
just
don't
gonna
know.
wait. We're all gonna wait for the weekend, aren't we? We're all gonna wait for the weekend.
Well, this morning we were handed a lot of damaging information from AT&T.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you guys have a fucking blackout going on.
yeah. So I was like, okay, so today's going to be a slow day, but I'm still going to be on for it because if I'm the only person who's logged into it, then I'll get something, I'm sure.
Right. And the markets are different.
They are.
And realizing what the market is a big problem.
It is. One day I'll get on Keen when they start hiring people again.
Well,
Eventually.
that can be fun, but we really want you to excel at your Purple Ocean and your
I
Bitwine.
know. I do love Purple
Attractive to
Ocean.
them.
I do enjoy Purple Ocean. It is a fun one.
Yeah. Apparently, the call side is very busy.
I'm up to, I think I hit 660 ratings on Purple Ocean today.
Good.
Well, I went over it, but yeah, I hit just over 660 ratings on that network. I was like, wow, that's a lot. that's a decent amount.
Yeah, and networks are starting cutting season.
Correct.
That's always fun.
It is. Wait for the big kick out.
Well, it's not normally a big kick out, but it really teaches. And you kind of entered the network scene at a different time.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because you entered during when we went from being independent contractors to consultants.
Yeah.
Have you noticed those lovely marketing emails? Dear consultant.
It's like, am I though? What am I consulting?
Well,
what am I consulting on? Life? I'm a life consultant.
Well,
which is not the same as being a life coach, right?
Right.
One requires certification, the other one doesn't. I don't know. How does that work?
Well, I think that they're adapting what practices they've seen work in other models because they always do that. They want like our feedback is now like Amazon feedback.
Yeah.
And expires and all that.
It does.
It does. So I don't know. Pretty soon they'll be shipping us. We'll be able to choose which lakings we want to pitch.
That'll be nice. That will be nice.
What, pitching leggings? I don't know. Have you seen the designs? They're terrible.
Yeah, I've seen some, like, I love it when they do like design fails and like the splotches are just in all the worst places possible, or like the color is just, it looks really bad. It's like, who approved that? I like those ones. Those ones. I like those ones. Those are fun.
But when we look at life coaching, we're waiting to see what comes out of Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold my breath for that one.
Oh, I think we're going to have to.
Yeah.
Because Utah does it, then everywhere else does it. I'm like, oh God. Okay, what paperwork do you need from me now? Blood test?
Do you need my DNA? Exactly. Do you need hair follicles? Do you need a biopsy of my lung? I mean, how invasive, how deep do you want to go into this for validation? Because there's only so much I can give.
I don't know. I went through the through the NIC. I've already been NIC certified, so it's like, dear gods. The only thing they don't need, and that is a blood test.
Yeah, well, don't put that out into the universe because they probably will.
I know. So how are you since you got back your beautiful voice?
I've been busy. I got to bug up my butt, and I was like, I'm going to learn how to do something relatively complicated, and then I learned how to do it in a very short amount of time, and now I can't seem to stop, and my fingers hurt, and I have blisters, and it's worth it. It's
That's
totally
fine.
worth it.
That's fine. You can make me a shirt out of it.
Yeah. Okay, you got the cash flow for that? Because that's going to cost you a lot of money. I can make you one. Absolutely. It's going to cost you some cash.
Uh-huh.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, I got, 2 nights ago, I decided to get into the art of making chainmail because why the fuck not? I had nothing better to do one night and just walking around the craft store, and I was like, hey, I'm going to do this. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing and making and exploring.
Yeah,
Chainmail bracelet.
Comes in more colors than silver, right? Comes in
yes, I do know, and I have some colorful chains coming tomorrow.
Yay.
Thank you very much. And I will be making all sorts of pride designs and such.
Yay.
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 Yes.
Hello, Miss Brenda. Are you drinking coffee or tea tonight?
Me or Brenda?
Brenda.
I was like, I was drinking tea, but it's almost all gone.
Yeah, I'm on Coke right now.
The drink or the drug?
The drink. I can't get the drug in West Virginia. Not that I trust, at least.
Just asking.
God, honey, this ain't the 90s.
You never know.
Uh-huh.
I'm on Coke right now. It's like, nice. Bold choice for Thursday evening. Fine.
And it's Thursday, you know.
Right, you're like, it's Thursday. That's why I'm on Coke right now. Because it's fucking Thursday.
You know, we wanted to take a flashback to the 90s, and oh yeah, it's Thursday. It's a show night at midnight. Let's rock it.
God. That's just what we need. That's just what we need. 2 Coke shows.
We don't need that version. That version.
No, we don't. No, we don't. That sounds like a fever dream, honestly, that I would much rather not experience. So.
Yeah.
Not say we didn't.
Yeah.
Like, let's not even say that we did. Let's just leave that on out the door. Like, no thanks. Maybe in another life.
Yeah, me in another life. Let's not have that again. My body will feel it differently now.
I'm like, I feel like it might have a slightly different effect on me. Although, I mean, the one time that I was given Coke, it was in a hospital under medical, like,
right,
you know, care. So, you know, I'm like, well, I did do it, but it wasn't the way that you think. Like, it was really boring for me.
You didn't
like,
it was you do.
No, I was like, it was kind of dull, and I mean, I couldn't feel my ears for like the rest of the day, but that was fine.
That's okay. You don't need to feel them anyhow.
I know, but it was a very odd experience. I was like, I literally cannot feel my face, and now I understand that song on a completely different level. And oh my god, it was like I remember sitting there looking at the mirror, like making sure I was in fact blinking because I couldn't feel it. I wasn't convinced that I was. I mean, my entire face was completely numb. And I was like, am I even blinking? It was a whole thing. It was really funny.
But,
Stupid stuff.
But no, it was a very good Battle of the Black Rose. I'm glad it's over. We can put the 2023 battle in the books.
Cross it off.
Yes. Cross it off. Let's get through the.
No, we've got another 50 some odd weeks to prepare for the next one.
Hey, Google, how many weeks until Halloween?
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Did she just say I don't know?
Yes.
What's it going to be? 38? I don't know. 38.
36 weeks. Nope, 35.
Oh, that was close. That was close. My math wasn't too far off. I said 38. I was sitting there, I'm like, okay, how many? And then to October, and then
Uh-huh. So
I was like, divide that by 7. Oh, Christ.
36
Try to beat Alexa.
was like, nope, I ain't talking to Dan about it unless you're making me an appointment.
Well, AI's got an attitude.
Yes, I do have an attitude.
You are an attitude. It's not you have one. You are an attitude.
Exactly.
You're like, yes. Yes, I am. Google says I don't know a lot. It's like, okay, that's fine.
You know, but I like the Nest because it'll continue and do the search for you. Like, I don't have that in my memory, but let me see.
Right. Like, let's math it out. I'd be like, great, let's do that. Teach me something, Google. Teach me how to do that, figure that problem out. Don't just give me the answer.
Right. But I love my little devices. I was really upset with my cell phone this morning.
Well, wasn't everybody? But here's the thing, like, I had absolutely no problem with my cell phone. I was making and taking phone calls on my cell phone. Like, it was not a big deal. I didn't have a problem.
I was in the middle of a long reading and it just went dead.
Really?
Yeah, 4 a.m. It was like someone didn't pay the bill. And I'm like, motherfuckers, I pay you almost, you know.
Yeah, it's like, I know I paid this. And everybody in the world is like, why is nothing working? Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no problems. I was texting and making calls on my actual cell phone through my cell phone carrier, AT&T, at like 9 something this morning.
Yeah.
Even
like
beforehand, at like 6:45, I was up and answering text messages.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's like, I'm like, what is that? I'm on Facebook. Everyone's like, oh my God, everything does, like, nothing works. And I'm like, I have absolutely no problem. Like, what the hell is going? What in the witchcraft is happening right now? The entire world is affected by this, but me.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be happening right now. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I went to get cigarettes this morning and it went to SOS mode because I had been on Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
it was fine because it kept working on Wi-Fi. The minute I went off Wi-Fi, boom.
Yeah, that's wild. It was just so weird. I was like, why is everyone saying that the cell phones aren't working? And I had a couple friends calling. They were all mad about it. I'm like, I don't have a problem right now.
Yeah.
I have no issue. I was like, I don't know what everyone's problem is, but I'm not having it.
Right. But,
Sorry.
Yeah, so that was a first for me. And it's like, oh, damn it. And then, you know, today's been going pretty smoothly. We're looking at the numbers and everything else.
Yeah.
I've got to.
What's that?
There's a lot of math.
A lot of math. It's just so much. So many numbers. So many numbers. I've got to, I'm preparing for, the Pendulum's Path got accepted into the Mugs and Mittens Cat Cafe as a storefront vendor, which I'm super stoked about. So I've got some crystals and obviously some bracelets, my scrubs, like just bits and pieces from my store will be available to purchase, so you don't have to pay for shipping. You can just go walk on in and just buy the stuff that you want, which is kind of cool.
And of course, get a cup of tea.
And get a cup of tea and like sit and hang out with cats and kittens and maybe adopt one if you feel so inclined to do so.
Yes.
You know.
Be a nice lap cat.
You know. I mean, they've got some pretty cute ones. So you guys should give them a follow too, because they need all the support. They're based in Fairmont, West
Cool.
Virginia.
Very, very cool.
I'm very excited. So my stuff will be put in the store at the beginning of next month.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm stoked.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
You know, go get you a kitty like this one that isn't as demonized based. She is.
I've got one. I've got one hateful one and one that just continuously wants to play fetch, like just constantly wants to play fetch. And for those, yes, cats can play fetch.
Yes. I saw at the new Five Below, they have a fishing rod for your cat. So I think that makes that a cat rod. But anyway, you cast it and you just drag it back and they'll chase. And problem is she will grab it and then tie up the house. Yeah.
Or mine will just sit and chew on the string until the toy becomes separated from it. And then it's just like, well, what the hell was the point of buying that, you know?
Well, that was together and do it again.
Yeah, I know. But you know how many times I have had to do that on my cat's toys, like literally tie them back together. It's just, yeah, it's bad.
Well, that's when she needs a real fishing line, like probably 100-pounder.
You know, at least.
Yeah.
But my cat has this. Shadow has this habit, this thing that she does is she'll take her little squishy toys and she will drop them in water and then bring them to me. So I end up picking up this soaking wet, spongy toy, and then I have to throw it, and then you can hear it going splat on my floor, and she's right after it, and then comes back with this like dripping, like monstrosity of just, it's so gross. And she'll take it to the kitchen sink and drop it in a bowl, and then she'll bring it back to you. And it's just like, why? Why do you do that? And she does it with everything all the time. It's so weird.
Well, maybe she's reminding you need to drink water.
Right here, I haven't seen you drink anything in a while. I'm gonna soak up this little rat and bring it to you. I'm like, ugh. You know, it's just gross when you don't expect a sopping wet toy. And then you reach down and you grab it. It's like, oh, it's so gross.
Well, again, she's concerned about your hydration.
Is that what it is?
You know, it's like they bring you gifts if you haven't been eating enough. It's just not a pleasant experience. I see them sitting on the floor and I'm like, if I step on that, I'm probably going to regret it. So yeah,
I have to be very careful and step over her toys because chances are it's probably saturated with water.
Well, you know you can wash them, right?
Yes, I do. I do. But it's just, I mean, even pipe cleaners, she will take the pipe cleaners and take them and dunk them in her water bowl, fish them out and bring them to you. And it's just like, what are you doing?
Right.
She's just making sure it was clean. I mean, you can't even do dishes. She just brings it to you while you're doing the dishes and just drops it in there. It's like, oh God.
Say, now if you can train her to do that with cups and plates.
You know, if only, right? If only. Make yourself useful. You have an amazing talent. Do something with it.
Like I normally have to say to most psychics, good line.
You know.
Yeah.
Hi, James. How's it going, dude?
Brittany, we'll do readings in a little bit.
In a while.
We haven't caught up in a while.
I know, it's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
It has. It's been a hot minute, but I've been neglecting my sleep schedule out of the addiction of chainmail, which is fun. It's fine.
So we're hyper-focusing on chainmail.
We're hyper-focusing on this. This is the thing. But actually, it's something that I have always, and I don't guarantee this is a past life thing, but I've always been fascinated with chainmail. I remember sitting there and staring at it in museums, trying to figure out how the hell he put it all together. And like how it was woven, and that's how I got into like knitting and crochet, because it's very similar to that. So I'm like, this is just literally all a segue. I've been literally practicing, like training for this for a really long time. It's just, I just now decided, all right, I guess it's time for me to actually like do the thing that I've been like, I want to do. So I did. I did the thing, and now now I make chainmail.
Right.
Because that's the thing that I do now.
For now, until she starts making your own chain.
Thank you, Brenda. Yeah, look at this is I mean, they're not up on my website yet. I've got to take some pretty pictures, but I mean, that's pretty, I think.
Yes.
I think it's pretty.
Warning, it is heavy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, well, yeah, they are a bit weighty. The smaller ones are quite a bit lighter in comparison.
Yeah. But like if you're doing the rose pattern, it gets very heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. I'm like, ooh,
yes.
Learning, metal and weaving, and
pretty soon we'll see her back in a building, but she'll have an amulet out there.
Oh my God! Seriously, I did wrap and cut my own chains. Like I actually did with a wooden dowel. I actually sat my hands. I have blisters like right across here. I have blisters, and then I've got like these sores on the top of this finger here from pushing them. But they are, I think they're gorgeous.
Yes,
I really do. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I know. I saw Brenda. I'm putting orders together tomorrow to go out, because I've got a couple orders sitting in my to go package.
Right.
Make them, words are hard for me today, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I'll be putting orders together tomorrow.
Yeah. So this new moon, this full moon's kicking everybody's ass.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about that. Can we just not talk about that?
Sure.
Can we just I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to look at you tonight. I don't even want to look at you. It's like I can't even look at you tonight. That's how I've been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this attitude.
It's a Virgo moon.
Even though I'm literally carrying a piece of the moon around my neck at all times now, I'm still mad.
It's a Virgo moon.
I'm still mad.
So what's been making your news beat?
What's been making my what beat?
News beat. Your feed.
Oh.
What have you been obsessing over, other than chainmail?
Other than chainmail, history books. Alexander the Great recently has been like a thing for me. I don't know.
Alexander the Great?
Yeah.
He's interesting.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. He
was very much like I want to do this, so I'm gonna do that kind of guy. Mm-hmm. He doesn't wake up and he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take over Persia. And everyone's like, are you insane? He's like, probably. Mostly. You want to join? And then they did.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think most of them are just like, I just want to see if he's actually gonna do this.
And I think that happens with a lot of exploring.
Yeah. He's an interesting character, man. Not a character. I mean, he's a real person. But like, man, just the whole life. I'm like, that is just astounding. Like, that is just amazing.
Right.
And I've been reading through it. I'm like, what drove him to do this? Like, where's his thinking at? Like, why? You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah.
Oh, he could.
Yeah, that's what I keep going back to, really, is just either because somebody made him mad or just because he could.
Yeah.
Or it was like on the way, so we might as well kind of thing.
It's like, we might as well take that one over too. I mean, it's just as boring as ever.
Right. Yeah. It's like this little young kid is like, I'm just going to rule the world. Everyone's like, okay.
Sure you're going to do that. Yeah, Of course you are.
Yeah, sure you are. And then he pretty much did at some
Yeah.
point. I mean, basically, he did. It's crazy. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of reading and listening to documentaries on Alexander the Great.
Well,
Because
hopefully
I
you
like that
don't
kind
get
of
the
stuff.
white version of him.
Huh?
The whitewashed version, big battle of war. We don't know why he just kept all these people around him for no reason.
I think, what in the world was that? Was that
The
a cat?
finding a new toy.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, my stomach medicine bottle that I just finished, she decided she didn't want on my dust anymore.
No, well, there you go. I had several moments today where I was like, I swear, cat, if you knock over these jump rings, I will disown you in a heartbeat. Because I had so many of them sitting in this little cup, and I was like, if you knock this over, we're done.
Right.
I'm unfriending you.
It's going to be more like unfriending. It's going to be fulfilling her destiny of 110.
Yeah. Essentially. Essentially. Yep.
Yeah.
So what have you been reading, watching, creating, crafting?
Well, I haven't crafted. Well, I did craft.
Disemboweling.
for the summer. Iron-on patch, because there were some decals and stuff that I didn't like. So it's like, okay, time to revisit that.
Okay.
I cannot wait for the summer to get here. It has become the countdown to, I believe it's May 10th when the water heats back up. We get the heck out of the house.
Yeah.
And then, consulting like I normally do, which is different than reading.
It is.
Going and looking at stuff and going, you may want to do this, or you're going to do this, and well, this is out of regulation, and that is out of regulation, and fix this shit.
Fix it. Just fucking fix it. Yeah.
Yeah. Been really watching King Charles a lot.
Have you?
And that whole situation, I think that's going to be interesting.
I said some things to my mother when Elizabeth passed away.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think he's gonna have a very long reign as king. And she was like, no. And I'm like,
Well,
no.
we know he's not going to have a very long reign in general.
I was like, no, I don't. I mean, it's not just because of age. I was like, I really think that something like his health is gonna force him to either step down or something. He's not gonna be able to do the job is kind of what I'm feeling. And then my mom's calling me. She's like, is this what you were talking about? I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Well, and that's one thing with him is at least he's still doing the main job.
Yeah, he's trying to at least. But it's been it's been clear to me for a while that he's been physically uncomfortable for quite some time.
Right.
And just, it hasn't been publicly declared, even though the entire nation is watching him do you not see this?
Right. Well,
do you not see what he looks like? Has no one said anything to him? It's one of those things.
Well, he's very famous for doing a 22-hour day.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
he's very stuck in his ways, that man.
Right.
Very stuck in his ways. Always has been. Always has been.
Well, and it's like his sister. I know she's 14th from the crown, and unfortunately that means we'd have to go through the Harry and Meghan debacle.
Yeah.
But she's a fucking powerhouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
She is business owner, executive goals there.
A lot of people sit and think that a lot of the royal family don't have jobs. I'm like, actually they do. They a lot of them actually have jobs, real jobs.
Yeah, multiple.
They work. They do work. They don't just sit on their ass and eat food and have parties all day. Like, they actually have lives and
Right.
jobs and families, like children that go to school and stuff. Like, it's
Well, and I
not
think we're
like,
starting to see more of that out of Kensington.
yeah.
You know.
It's like, yeah, it's like celebs. They're people too. It's like, yeah, they are. Look at them.
Right.
It's like royalty. They're also people, you know, and
You know.
yeah.
All right, so I'm going to ask you the question I asked Hazel, and I want your opinion.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on Harry?
My own personal thoughts.
Yes.
I think he's well, okay. When I met him, he was a lovely boy.
Uh-huh.
And we kicked his ass at soccer.
Right.
Or football. But my opinion of him is that he spent his entire life being bullied in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Whether by the family, by the public, by the papers, whatever. He's been bullied, and it's a life that he has kind of declared that he didn't ask for or he didn't want to be a part of, because the family, or the business as it is, because it is basically a business. The royal family is a business.
Yes.
It's not just a family of people that like the whole world sees. It is a business.
Yeah.
Like the Queen was a title. It wasn't just a title. It was also a job that she took very, very seriously.
Right.
And it wasn't, again, Elizabeth didn't have a choice in the matter. It was like her father died and she's the eldest. So yeah, she's got to take over now. You know what I mean? And I think Harry just wanted to have a normal life. Honestly, I do. I think he wanted to have a normal life. And when Diana died, and I'm just gonna hold my tongue on what I want to say there. But when Diana died, that I think was like that was the canon event for him wanting out.
See, but if you want out, then say the fuck out.
Yeah, but as a child, it's really hard to do that.
Not really. I mean, you don't have to go publishing books. You don't have to be going on Oprah Winfrey.
No, I think people have got it's he left the family and his allowance got cut off, so how is he going to make money?
You know, I understand there's a lot of other places that he can go and make money at.
True.
You know, he could have gone and, you know, he was offered other jobs.
He was.
You know. But he didn't.
I'm not a fan of okay, I'm just gonna shut my mouth. Because I will end up I've got feelings about some people in the royal family that I'm not a fan of.
I'm not a fan
or
of
the not so royal family.
Meghan Markle is not royal.
Yeah. I was like, the not so royal family. I'm just gonna shut my mouth.
I won't. I think she's a gold digging hussy that needs to be thrown the hell back into the slums that she drug herself out of.
I was going to be a lot more brutal than that, but yeah.
Well, you know.
I was like, because if I say things, I'm going to say really bad. I'm going to say hateful things, and that's not who I am.
Right. I suspect there'll be a divorce there.
Not a fan. And I'll just say that. I'm done saying I'm not a fan, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I'm not a fan of her.
Yeah.
I'm really liking Princess Catherine. She seems to really, and I hope she gets better soon and gets moving. We all know, you know, she's had a lot of health scares and
she has
nasty stuff. I feel it will be. I am looking at the recovery time. I'm debating on whether she didn't have to go and have like a gallbladder removal, which we all know on thinner people, and maybe old style gallbladder removal or something. We know it's an abdomen surgery, and we know those take forever to recover.
I had mine taken out unnecessarily. That was fun. Yeah, they took it out and they're like, oh, we didn't even need to do that because that wasn't the problem.
Right. But it's something major for her to take that much time out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she will be an adorable queen.
Oh yes.
Like, I also think she will be an amazing queen, like Queen Mary.
Mhm. She'll be very poised, gracious. She's got a lot of Diana in her.
She does.
She's got a lot of Diana in her. Just personality, her soul, her spirit. She's got a lot of Diana in her.
Right. Which we kind of expected for the boys both to get women.
Well, at least we hoped. At least we hoped. At least we hoped. Like, come on.
So there's watching that and watching the whole saga there. Now, I don't personally care for the hussy, but she's at least doing her job. Like, during that 13 years, Camilla got her shit together. And she stepped up to the plate perfectly.
I'm not a fan of hers either, but that's okay.
At least she's doing the job. Like, she didn't go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I still don't like her.
I know.
Rise of exasperation.
I don't care for her. I don't care for how things were done with them. Then we look at, Fergie. Fergie has always been Fergie. She's done a lot of good.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, I mean, she married freaking Andrew, so yeah.
Which I think we may see a remarriage of Andrew.
Oh my God. No. What the fuck? No.
They lived together for 30 fucking years in the same house.
He's a horrible human being.
He's a terrible human being. We'll give him that. But have you noticed? I didn't notice this till I started looking at all the royal family. There is always one child in every generation that's a total screw up.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew kind of that was like his job, I think. It was like, let's do like some really, really illegal stuff. Yeah. I'm amazed that like they didn't kick him out of the royal family like sooner, like just I mean I remember when Andrew's first big scandal came out because he's had a few, but it's like there was just so much stuff that he's been caught doing that he should not have been doing, and it's like why is the family still keeping him around?
Probably because they have to.
No.
If you notice, he doesn't have any power anymore. He's not even on Privy Council.
No, he's not, but still. Yeah. The memories are still there. The tabloids still exist somewhere on the internet.
Right.
Oh, God, he was the king. If Andrew was going to be the king of anything, it was going to be the king of freaking controversy. I'll give him that much.
True. I think
just listen, if you're going to be the king of anything, you can be the king of controversy, Andrew. He's like, perfect.
All right.
And then excelled at that job.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I think Edward just got it right. And he's like, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm just going to go marry my girlfriend and move to France. See ya.
Well, I think Edward, we may be seeing the Duke of Edinburgh a lot more often.
I mean, even my mom and I have talked about that. My mom was like, he would have been just like the loveliest guy, but because of the rules and everything like that, marrying a commoner and all this shit. And it's like, well, now look at the freaking royal family. They're all marrying them. Why is this not a problem? It was a problem for him, and they had to step down out of the freaking family because of it. The fuck?
See, but I think he may be making a return.
Why? Because of the hypocrisy?
No,
That's
just
all
because
I see.
it's kind of like, nope, it's time to go home and take care of family.
Yeah.
It's like I think we may see Princess Zell, I believe the name is, Prince Anne's daughters.
Yes,
I think we will start to see them transition up.
probably.
You know,
Wouldn't be surprised.
they're going to have to.
Got to keep themselves present and updated somehow, right?
Well, see, they've lived their own private lives. Like her daughter is a supreme business executive, marketing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
There's a lot. I mean, they like almost the entire royal family has been given like the best education, like money can buy kind of thing.
Right.
They are intelligent. They are not just book smart, but they are world smart. Not like street smart. They are world smart.
right.
And they understand. It's like not just regular school education, but they are also taught like how to be a diplomat, how to negotiate things that are like would affect the world kind of thing. It's not just not just
Which,
like being a manager of a store. It's like there's some heavy stuff that you might end up having to face, and you gotta take care of it.
Right. Well, Harry is in a little bit of hot water.
When hasn't he been in hot water though?
Well, I'm sorry, not Harry. William is in a little.
Oh yeah, William. No.
He spoke out about Gaza, a political issue. They're not supposed to say anything about political issues, and I'm like,
yeah, they're supposed to stay mum on everything and remain as neutral can be.
Right, but I don't think that you can.
Yeah.
Not there. Not in the charity he was dealing with.
No, and it's like the royal family is the face of the country.
Right.
So if they're not saying something, to me, that says something.
Right.
In certain situations. I'm not saying that they have to speak out on every single thing that happens, but when it comes to like big stuff like that, somebody should speak out and at least offer a collective word of something. Right. Whatever.
And I think that policy may be changing. Now, do I think that they're going to be able to endorse this person for Lord or that person for House of Commerce? No.
No.
But I think that they need to address some national issues other than, because His Royal Highness King Charles is a big, Earth person, a very big return to nature, non-GMO. Very much into
and then this man has gardens everywhere. For those of you that don't know, Charles is obsessed with gardens, flowers, plants, growing food, you name it. He loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's commissioned so many gardens in botanical museums. It's insane.
Right.
Like his love of the outdoors is mind blowing. It's actually pretty cool. I actually kind of dig that. Yeah, like Prince Charles and gardens. Yeah, and mazes and hedges and topiaries.
Like he is like I suspect every royal garden's getting a review.
Yeah.
In his spare time.
And he's been hands on with like almost every single garden that he's ever been a part of, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he goes and visits them and tends to the garden like that's his.
Yeah.
Which technically they are his if it's under. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's in the royal trust, it's his.
Mhm. Yeah, he was all about the gardening.
Yeah, and apparently William is going to be about the architecture. Did you hear about him building 52 townhomes?
I did hear that there was going to be some kind of big development. One of my family friends had said something about it on their Facebook. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of like it's about damn time.
Right.
Kind of thing, because it's like the communities have needed updating and they've needed help for a long time, and it's well, it's been a problem in the country for long time.
But no, apparently, the duchy or the treasury he's now over had a profit last year.
Mm.
So he's turning
So
around.
now he gets to, so now he's using that money to donate it.
He's not donating it. He's building a
buying
project.
it.
He's buying
it.
Exactly. Which I thought
he'll get money out of it somehow.
Oh yeah. When the firm creates more GDP than the British government itself does, you got to do something with that money.
Yep. Yeah, everybody it's just come to think of it, I'm like, everybody in the royal family has had some like obsession.
Yeah.
Like with Elizabeth, it was trains, it was motor vehicles. It was just railways and cars.
Yeah.
Railways and cars. Like Elizabeth, she was down to determined to drive. And I remember like my grandmother saying how shocking it was for the public to see her behind the wheel of a vehicle. Like that was like, oh, what? Like she's not in the back of a limousine. Like, no, she's sitting there in her raincoat with a scarf around her head, with her foot on the gas, just going over the muddy fields. And she loved that stuff, and horses as well. If it went fast,
she was on it. Well, she rode.
She loved that stuff.
Her death. And I'm talking about on the back of a horse, properly riding like a lady, side saddle and all, up until a month of her death.
Yep.
Of course, her and her husband was very much into the horse races. They have very large stables.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised there hasn't been an announcement of a horse race in her honor or in her name.
And something to do with sailing as well for Philip as well. Like he was into sailing. Man. Yeah, I was like ship sailing in Philip. Yeah. That. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if like they even named a new vessel after him in a way.
That would be interesting. Of course, the Navy hasn't updated its fleet in a while.
So I could probably see them naming a vessel after Philip, as he had that strong connection and that history. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Watch, it'll happen, and then everybody will be like, "Oh my God, she must be psychic."
Duh.
Duh. Yep. Hi, Kayla.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to see what Catherine does, because Catherine will be interesting. Of course, I also think she's the PR machine, the new PR machine, because she had a background in marketing herself. Like that's what she was doing. And
she'll know how to at least present herself to the public in a conscious manner.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
She'll present herself consciously to the public. Not like a facade, but just
genuine.
Treating it like a business, because again, as I said earlier, it is.
It's a business.
It's a business. It's not just the royal family. The royal family is the name of the business.
The firm.
The firm, yes, it is.
That is the registered name of the company, is the firm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, everyone's like, oh no, I watched The Crown. It's like, I lived there. I saw way more in the newspapers than The Crown can offer you.
I think that The Crown has stopped, that it's not moving forward.
I think they should have gone further back, honestly, in my opinion.
Oh, I think they should have went back.
I think they should have gone backwards. Oh my God, they should have gone backwards all the way back to the Henrys and the Georges. They should have gone all the way back. They seriously should. They seriously think they should go backwards.
Right.
Start with the most recent and go backwards, and end it right when Elizabeth is born.
See,
and then go back and end it right when George is born, and then go back and end it. You know what I mean?
I would see. That's the thing is, I don't think people realize just how much Queen Victoria and um, Prince Albert gave to the countries
Yeah.
in our culture.
Oh my
Most of our
God,
Christmas
Albert.
stuff.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. He was like there's some kings and queens that just weren't nice. But God damn it. Occasionally you get a really nice one and he's like, "Oh,
Not
no."
only that, but he was not only nice, but he was real. Granted, he
I
was a German prince.
know. He
The
was like
other part of it was he was really, at that time, marriage was not love.
yeah.
They were very much in love.
I know. I'm like like the second you said Albert, like my whole heart was like, "Oh my God, you had to bring him up, didn't you?" Like the one that everybody, or at least people that like know their history and like learn the personalities, are all just like, "Oh my God, he was the nicest one out of all of them."
Yeah, and it's like Queen
Yeah.
Mary. She was amazing, but she was a klepto. She
It's
was.
all right.
Like, that's the reason there is a formal setting room at most of the upper houses that is just bland.
Yeah.
It's
It's a freaking. I mean, they used to joke around that there were so many rooms like in the palaces that they really could rent them out like as businesses, like business offices. Like no one would even know that people were in there. Because the palace is absolutely huge. It's massive.
Right.
All of them are huge.
Right.
All of them.
Well, except for like the lodges. I don't think they are.
Yeah, they're still quite big property wise.
Yeah.
Land wise, they're huge.
I would be surprised if we do not see a renewal of the castle. What's the word I'm looking for here? Production, like making profit from them other than tourism.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could definitely see Charles going, "Oh, that 100-acre woods back over there. Yeah, we're going to be turning that into blah 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 to produce wheat again, like we did in 1920, 1930s."
I wouldn't be surprised also if I just saw, heard, whatever, however you want to put it, the bell tower. Something's going to happen with the bell tower. Whether they're going to like redo it or like restructure it so that it becomes more stable, or it's going to get damaged and then they're going to have to do that. Like something's going to happen with the bell tower.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably going to happen this year.
Well, I'm waiting for the reveal of the chapel.
Oh, yes.
They've been reworking on that for over a decade since the fire.
Yeah.
Under the royal funds, like the royal funds did it, the taxpayers didn't pay for that.
Probably not. They probably did take it out of like some kind of religious fund. Like
no, out of Elizabeth's money.
She just paid for it herself, kind of
she
thing.
She just wrote the check. It's like, fix it.
Cool.
Return it to the original.
Like
they had to go learn how to
make
concrete. This is what blew my mind. They did not know what the formulation for concrete was for those buildings.
All they'd have to do is just take a piece and test it, right?
Not really, because the molecules are different.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say like what they used back then would not be. I don't want to say like genetically, because it's not genetically, but just it wouldn't be the same stuff.
Right.
Like the earth has changed so much since then. You know what I mean?
Right, but they're having to do that with that and Notre Dame too. Because they want to recreate it exactly, so they have to go and figure out how to make the concrete, like the amount of lye, the amount of rock, the amount of water, all that.
Yeah, it's like, did they use ash in there? Did they not use ash? What yeah.
How much urine was used in it? Urine.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Buckets and buckets and buckets of the stuff.
All right, so why don't we do a fire round of questions? This is how we're going to do this. We're only going to do, if you've asked for a question, now's the time to put it in. You have to include your birth date, including the year, because we're making the lawyers happy, and a question. We're not going to do this general got a message stuff.
Ask a question, you'll get an answer.
Yep.
Pendulum card or whatever.
Exactly.
Just whatever.
Yeah. Don't make me get grumpy with it.
Right? Like, this full moon has already got us fucked up enough. Don't make it harder, honestly. Thank you so much. Yep. So much appreciation.
But no, I think it's like, and now I'm watching the other, like Queen Marguerite of Denmark retired. So I'm watching the new king. It's really interesting how it's different. I mean, because we had Charles's coordination, you know.
Yep.
But Denmark,
so if anybody,
the changing of the guard, literally, it was handled. The changing of the guard moved slower.
They got to make a big pomp and circumstance out of the whole fucking thing, don't they?
Well, of course they do. The British have got to be showy. And that
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
That's all right.
Yeah, I put your birthday in, including the year, and then whatever question you have. Ask a question. One question per person, please. We're doing this like quick fire round.
Right.
If somebody wants to go in deeper, book
an appointment.
Book an appointment. You got to put your birth date down, including the year.
There's my bumper.
Yeah. All figured.
There we go.
Brenda, you have not missed your chance. You just have to sit down and start doing it, my love. You gotta also stop being so afraid of the results of it, okay? If you're feeling trapped, writing is gonna help you get out of that sadness, loss, grief, all of that stuff, okay? It'll help you transition and change with the death card, okay? Also, like, this impending worry, doom, nightmare thing that you have going on right now, Brenda, try, if you can, to get regrounded again. Be determined going forward as well. Like, I know that you're going through some really, really difficult times, especially when it comes to like the health of your family members and things like that. But I also feel like your mom's like, you got to stand up to him more and like tell him off more. And I think that you know exactly what I'm talking about. That you got to tell him off more and stand your ground with him. Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Huh?
I'm also going to recommend for Brenda to go research HB90 writing systems. That'll get your novel moving. It's sharing. Susan Cannon, she's on YouTube. Go grab her. She's a wonderful way to get you to write. All right, I'll take the next one. 1973. Will you have trouble selling your house? No, but you need to actually look at its value, because I think they're giving you bad comps. All right, Nikki, it's yours.
Yes, I'll take Nikki. Hope that makes sense for you, Brenda. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get a new job, but you've gotta. First of all, okay, you're stuck right now in like this hanged man energy. Okay, you are going to get a new job, but you're going to end up having to go in and out of an office kind of thing. I'm just knocking all of my shit off my table here, okay? You need to take a break mentally, and I know that I tell you that constantly. Calm the fuck down, girl, okay? Once you apply yourself, all right, and you're going to be collabing with another person, like you already know this person, and you're going to be working with them already on a team or something along those lines, but you are going to get another job. Same area, just not the same thing. Summertime. Change will come around summertime. Okay. Nikki, how many freaking times does the word grounding come up for you? Seriously, how many times? It's yeah.
Yeah. All right, darling. I will see you next month. We'll be back, hopefully with Tracy, if not Miss Hazel. And with that, we'll pull it together.
Yeah.
Have a great evening, y'all.
Bye, guys.